Hello, friends. Sometimes we get discouraged in life and it's overwhelming. And it's good to be able to think back about times in our life when a very personal God has done something very personal for us. And I'm reminded of such an event that happened to me when I was about 14 years old that I wanted to share with you. My brother and I were down in a parking lot at the end of our street, throwing the baseball, hitting the baseball. And it was probably over 90 degrees that day, sweltering heat. It was the middle of the afternoon, sweat pouring down. And he hit the ball into a neighboring field. And this field was all grown up with tall grass and bushes and trees. And back in the day, we only had one ball. So we went over into this field and we trudged around in this field for what seemed like an eternity looking for this ball. And neither one of us could find it. So after a little while, it was so hot, he gave up and said, "I'm going home." And he left. And so I was down there alone looking in this field. And again, I was getting tired. I was getting frustrated. I couldn't find the ball. Our fun was over. And so I looked up, and here comes one of those big yellow and black bumblebees. And I had been stung by those bees before, not fun. But this bee was flying right at my face from off in the distance, coming right at me. And as he came very near to my face, I moved my head out of the way, and he swerved and went off back into the trees behind me. And I turned around and looked at where he went. And I thought, well, that was weird. So I just had an idea in that moment. And I said, "God, it would be really neat if that bee could come back and show me where that ball is." And I had no longer gotten the words out of my mouth as I turned around to look at where the bee had gone. And here he comes right back from the same place he had gone. He comes right back over my left shoulder, past my face again, and he goes about 20 feet off to my left. And he dives down, straight down towards the ground, does a few donuts, and then takes off. And so I walked over there where that bee had gone. There was a clump of grass over there, and I looked down inside that clump of grass, and there was that ball. No lie, it happened to me. And what I learned from that lesson is that God cares about the little things in our life. He cares as much about the big things as he does about somebody losing their baseball. He wants to be engaged. He wants to help. He wants to show himself mighty and strong. He wants to show that he is in charge of that bee also. And he was willing to help me that day in a very unique way. Remember to reach out to him and ask him for the little things as well. He wants to walk with you today.